This week on ICN, the stories you should have heard, but didn't. Whistleblower comes forward to accuse JPMorgan of manipulating the silver market. Bush administration found guilty of illegal wiretap. Australia looking to follow China in controlling the internet. Leaked CIA report justifies using voter apathy to perpetuate wars. Those stories and more next on Informed Citizen News. Hello and welcome to ICN, Informed Citizen News, April 4th, 2010. Andrew Maguire, a metals trader at the London Bullion Market Association, came forward last week to claim that JPMorgan Chase was manipulating the silver trading market. Maguire's name came to light during a March 25th hearing held by the U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission, otherwise known as the CFTC. The subject of the hearing was related to limiting gold and silver positions held by large participants in order to prevent market manipulation. Mr. Maguire requested to testify, but the CFTC committee members would not allow him to attend the hearing. His claim, however, was entered into the record during the hearing by Bill Murphy, who is the chairman of the Gold Antitrust Committee, also known as GATA. When asked during the hearing if he had any specific evidence of manipulation, Mr. Murphy responded.
Yes, I can, and I had 11 years worth of evidence that all hangs together here, but something came to my attention 2 days ago of a whistleblower nature that we're going to hand to the press afterwards, and we think it's very important for the American public in this hearing to have this information. On March 23, 2010, GATA Director Adrian Douglas was contacted by a whistleblower by the name of Andrew Maguire. Mr. Maguire, formerly of Goldman Sachs, is a metal trader in London. He has been told firsthand by traders working for JPMorgan Chase that JPM manipulates the precious metals markets, and they brag how they make money doing so.
For the next 3 minutes, Mr. Murphy rushed through Andrew Maguire's effort to contact CFTC enforcement and how he informed them of imminent market manipulation by JPMorgan. Mr. Murphy continued describing how Andrew Maguire walked CFTC enforcement through the manipulation as it was happening in real time. Mr. Murphy rushed his testimony as it was clear he thought the CFTC committee may cut him off at any moment. This is an important story, and we're going to take some extra time to walk through the significance of Mr. Maguire coming forward. Precious metals are commodities and are traded on the open market, much like stocks. Take gold, for example. One can buy a futures contract on the commodities exchange for delivery of a 100-ounce bar at some specified date in the future. Sounds simple, and this trade deals with the tangible buying and selling of actual physical gold. But the commodities markets also allow you to trade in paper gold, paper representations of the physical metal. This is where traders and investors trade pieces of paper that represent gold, and this is when it becomes very dicey. These types of trades consist of futures, options, electronically traded funds, ETFs, and other derivatives. Again, this topic is extremely complicated, but the foundational rule of the commodity trading market is that every ounce of gold that is represented on paper must have an ounce of real gold somewhere stored in a vault. As you can imagine, with the speed that markets move, it can be almost impossible to verify that a paper trade between a buyer and seller actually matches up to gold stored in a vault. This brings images to mind of the goldsmiths from centuries back that would issue additional paper receipts of gold that had no backing because they assumed that the public would not find out. This story is important because Andrew Maguire has come forward to claim that JPMorgan is selling paper representations of silver that have no backing in order to artificially drive prices down. During testimony of another witness, it came out that leverage can be up to as much as 100 to 1. Firms like JPMC could sell 100 ounces of paper silver for every 1 ounce of real silver. This discourages buyers who think the price of silver should be going up. JPMC wins as the buyer's appetite dries up and the silver prices end lower when natural market forces should be moving the price up. The ramifications of silver and gold price manipulation are tremendous and could impact national security as well as global stability. As gold and silver are often compared to world currencies, a rising price in the metals will lead people to conclude that the currencies are losing value or purchasing power. Gold and silver manipulation has been widely suspected for years, but if Maguire's story proves to be true, then this revelation may unleash suppressed gold and silver prices. In a twist right out of the movies, a few days after the CFTC hearing, Maguire and his wife were traveling in their car in London when a second car came out of a side street and struck their vehicle, then hit 2 more cars before fleeing. London cops using helicopters and patrol cars chased the hit-and-run driver before nabbing that person, whose name has not been released by authorities. We encourage you to watch Bill Murphy's testimony before the CFTC and to listen to Andrew Maguire yourself. These links are available under more info in the video description section. Wired magazine reported that a federal judge ruled that the George W. Bush administration illegally eavesdropped on telephone conversations of 2 American lawyers who represented a now-defunct Saudi charity. The lawyers had alleged some of their 2004 telephone conversations to Saudi Arabia were siphoned by the National Security Agency without warrants. The allegations were originally based on a classified document, and if you can believe this, a document the government accidentally mailed to the Foundation lawyers. Yes, the government accidentally informed the subjects of the wiretap that they were being secretly recorded. The document was later declared a state secret at the request of the Bush and Obama administrations and was removed from the long-running lawsuit. This is the first ruling addressing the legality of Bush's once-secret spy program and how it was carried out against American citizens. The Obama administration's Justice Department staunchly defended against the lawsuit on behalf of the Bush administration. Raleigh, North Carolina police are embracing surveillance technology developed through federal grants. 4 cameras on top of police cruisers automatically scan license plates as officers patrol the streets, and the numbers run through a national criminal database. Raleigh police say that they currently use the technology to find stolen cars. With this technology, it can read hundreds of plates in a couple of seconds if there are that many plates for it to see, said Officer John Maltzby. Civil liberties advocates voiced concern that the license plate readers could be used to invade privacy of Americans. A new proposal would make Australia one of the strictest internet regulators among the world's leading countries, with some critics claiming it will put the country in the same league as China. Opponents of the plan claim the range of the material that could be filtered out is too wide and that restrictions could be applied to media organizations reporting details of criminal activity. For what it's worth, internet companies Google and Yahoo, along with the Obama administration, have come out against the Australian proposal. WikiLeaks posted a CIA report on how apathy by voters allows government officials to increase involvement in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. The report was primarily focused on European countries, but did reference President Obama's reputation for influencing public opinion. The CIA report was disturbing in that its undertone was about how to perpetuate the wars. The CIA mission is to gather intelligence outside the United States to protect America. In this report, it seems the CIA is more interested in how to position the ongoing conflicts in a favorable light, so the public doesn't get angry. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that using a taser on a pregnant woman for refusing to sign a traffic ticket was justifiable force. Malika Brooks was driving her son to school in 2004 when she was stopped for doing 32 in a 25-mile-per-hour school zone. She insisted it was the car in front of her that was speeding and refused to sign the ticket because she thought she'd be admitting guilt. Rather than give her the ticket and let her go on her way, the officers decided to arrest her. Ms. Brooks refused to exit the car, and the police tasered her 3 times. In a 2-to-1 vote, the majority of judges stated that even though Ms. Brooks did not pose an imminent threat, she could have driven away erratically. The lone dissenting judge wrote, "I fail utterly to comprehend how my colleagues are able to conclude that it was objectively reasonable to use any force against Brooks, let alone 3 activations of a taser in response to such a trivial offense." She argued that under Washington law, the officers had no authority to take Brooks into custody. Failure to sign a traffic infraction is not an arrestable offense, and it is not illegal to resist an unlawful arrest. When police and judges can't agree on the law, where does that put you? Ms. Brooks gave birth to a healthy baby 2 months after the incident. Thanks for watching ICN this week. Keep sharing our channel with your friends and family. From all of us at Informed Citizen News, we'll see you next time.